Hello, happy Monday, everybody. I didn't plan on streaming or recording this video today. I just put out my very first video last night. So it wasn't really in the plan. I was just kind of wanting to see how everything went before I jumped in deep. But I had a pretty significant experience today at work in regards to mental health, and I felt that while it was still fresh in my emotions, in my mind, that it was something that I would like to share, I guess. I feel like it's important to be honest, and honesty kind of comes from some of the darkest places sometimes, and most desperation, and so yeah, okay. So I guess before I dive in and explain what happened today, you guys need a little bit of a backstory. So I currently work at a higher ed institution in Nashville. I'm an admissions rep. I work with students from all across the country, helping them go to school. And if you've ever worked in higher education or really any job, there's always going to be policy changes. There's going to be policy changes. Higher ups are going to send down changes that kind of seemingly sometimes come from out of nowhere, or things change and you gotta flow with it. Without change, there's never any progress. So pretty common in most workplaces. Additionally, I'm sure you're all aware that right now, there's even more of that. I mean, we're currently experiencing this pandemic of COVID-19 or coronavirus, and especially in all industries, we're seeing people working from home, getting their education from home more than ever. Things are changing, and that is something that higher education is monitoring. Each individual institution is working on that. So, I started working at my current employment in August of 2018. I worked there steadily until December, took a week off, checked myself into a mental facility, briefly touched on that in the last post. We'll dive in more to that later. But then I went back to work, worked steadily again until March. In March of 2019, I took a medical leave from work. Was off work for 11 weeks or so. Returned like the very last day in May, first week of June. I continued to work steadily there until September, and it was just, my mental health was shot, and I just quit. I just left. I then went to work in retail part-time for about a month, and after that I ended up back in the hospital for another week. And again, I briefly touched on that last night. I definitely want to go deeper in that later, so be on the lookout for that. But anyways, when I got out of the hospital the first week of November, I haven't been working. November I didn't work. December I didn't work. Most of January I did not work. I stayed at home trying to figure out my life and trying to sort out whatever the heck is going on inside this head of mine. And I'm very lucky and very blessed that the place that I work at is really accepting, and that the director I work for has a lot of faith in me. She believes in me. I did return to work in January, the last week of January, and I've been working very steadily since then. I missed like a Friday and a Saturday because I got the stomach bug like literally the second week back, so that kind of sucked. But I mean, mental health wise, I've been on top, never better. I have had a couple of days where I've started to get panicky, and I've been able to use the coping techniques and mechanisms that I learned in the hospital this past visit, and I've been able to work through that and finish out the rest of the day. And everything's been going really well. I've been able to tell that I'm in a better mental health state, to be completely honest. Just the way that I process things, the way that I track things, my list making and spreadsheet crazy fanatics have like died way down, and I'm able to really focus and not lose my head and not feel like I have to track everything 8,000 different ways. And so I know that I'm doing better. I know that I'm healthier. But as I mentioned at the start of this conversation, there's gonna be days where you have COVID-19 protocols, or you have just new processes coming down from above, and that's stuff that we have to adjust to. And most of the time I do really well with change, to be completely honest. I usually am one of the first people to advocate, hey, you guys, let's put our all in this, let's give it a shot, and try to make it work. As long as we're doing our part, then, you know, if it fails, then they'll see that and we'll try something different. So I'm all up for giving everything a shot. So it's not the change that bothers me. What bothers me is we were hit hard today. Lots of meetings, lots of new information, lots of changes, lots of people with questions that we didn't really have answers to yet. And, you know, we weren't entirely sure, I mean, no one is, what's going on with the changing climate today, and we're just all trying to make the best of it. So we've got that going on. We've got just normal everyday changes, normal everyday processes. And then, you know, I do have an outside life outside of work. And today we just happened to get hit hard, you know, with some unforeseen circumstances. And those kind of threw me off too. So went to lunch, came home and snuggled my puppy. I'll show him to you guys later. We did some snuggling. He rode in the car when William took me back to work. Yeah, so got back to work, bam, another meeting. Oh my goodness. I was like, my head is going to explode, or it's just going to fall out of my head. It was a lot, you guys. I mean, a lot. Everybody there was feeling it. Just a lot going on today, and on a Monday, no less. And so sat through the meeting, and after the meeting was over, I was trying to resume normal work activities, and I was just getting more and more overwhelmed. Tried my coping techniques. I definitely tried to listen to the Frozen 2 soundtrack, tried to listen to ambient rain noises, breathing techniques, grounding techniques, all of these things I tried to use to help get to a place where I would feel comfortable and calm and could continue to work. But nothing was working, and I realized that the best thing for me in this moment would be to remove myself from the situation and kind of decompress. So when I came back, I spoke with my director extensively about what healing had taken place in my life. I've always been very open about my mental health, and I think it's important to have open conversations. So just, you know, kind of told her that, you know, I've learned how to self-advocate for me, and that's been a big struggle. I don't like to be a burden or a disappointment or let anyone down. So self-advocation has been something that I've had seriously hard times with. So today I sent her a message, and I was like, look, this has been too much. I need to decompress. I need to walk away. Is it cool if I peace out and come back and try again tomorrow? And I was like, you know, I need to self-advocate for myself, and in this moment, this is what I need. And I explained, you know, I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying, and it's just not working today. And again, as I mentioned, my director is super, super awesome, very understanding, and she was like, yeah, like, we'll take care of it. So, William came and got me, brought Uno, got some more puppy kisses. And then we came home and I talked to my mom. Shout out to my mom. She is like the best person in the world. She always knows how to calm me down. So talked to Mom, talked to William, snuggled with Uno, that kind of thing. And then I was able to relax. I was able to calm the rush of anxiety. I was able to breathe normally and not be so panicked. And I was just overwhelmed and overstimulated, and sometimes when you're in an office environment where people are in the phones all day, it's hard to get away from that stimulant. So I left about 45 minutes early, so not too bad. And I was able to make sure that my mental health did not spiral. It did not get to a place, at least today, where it was unhealthy. And that is my goal, is to continue to self-advocate and to learn what is best for me at the current moment, and then just kind of go from there. So I guess the point of this message today is to let you know that if you need help in your workplace, to reach out to your supervisor, your director, your HR department, or whoever you feel comfortable with, and get that help that you need. I think it's important that you realize that you are more than just a 40-hour job. You are more than just a paycheck. You have a lot going on up here, and it's really important that you take care of your mental health, because if you don't take care of yourself, your job's not gonna matter. And that was really hard for me to learn too. So yeah, that's my message today. It's been kind of heavy for about 13 minutes, so let's see if my puppy is around to give you guys a break from the heavy. Uno, are you here? William's gonna bring me Uno. So yeah, this dude in the back, if you don't know, that's William.
Hi.
That's my fiance. He's just here for emotional support. He's not just a weirdo that sits in the back of my videos. This is Uno. He's our little rescue dude. We got him in December, and he's the sweetest thing ever. So you'll be seeing more of him soon. That's all I have for today, guys. Stay safe out there. Uno says bye. Puppy love.